Hello everyone, just getting started here. Give me a couple minutes and we will get going. Don't forget to chat in the chat if you have anything to say. Hello everyone. All right. We got an awesome show planned, so let's just get things going here. 2 seconds. Hello. Don't forget to tell your friends. Tune in now. youtube.com/the Portal Hunter Club. And yeah, we've got some awesome stuff planned, especially on today. Everyone knows what today is. If you don't know, then you're out of touch. I'm just gonna say that. So, all right, we will get started here shortly. Let's get our video going.
Good to see you.
Hey, Tycho, how you doing?
Yeah, I know you know
earlier
today. Very good. I know you know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
See, I know exactly what Buck Rogers is going on. He knows exactly what's going on with this whole Buck Rogers thing. Okay, the whole thing. You've been planting messages through Buck Rogers since before World War II, buddy. The whole thing, the atomic energy, the whole thing with that, you know what I mean? Niagara Falls, a secret army base, ding dong. Everybody know what's going on. How about your little star journey? Yeah, we know what's going on. These are portals, pal. Portals to different dimensions. Dimensional realities that are happening here. They know exactly what's going on. And you're hiding the whole thing, and you're sitting there talking about whatever you're talking about. There's people here that know this besides me. Come on, raise your hand. Raise your hand. Yeah, raise your hand there. Look at this guy knows exactly what's happening with this game. I know what's going on here, man. Okay?
Yeah. So what do you think's going on, Tycho?
What do I think's going on? There he goes again with what he thinks. He thinks I know. I know what I think. Do you know what you know? I know exactly what you know. The whole thing, everything, the whole thing. I've been seeing portals. I've seen portals, and I've seen them the whole time. I have art. I have art here.
Sir, come back.
I have art.
Sir.
This is my art portals.
Sir.
I have portals, sir. I know exactly what you're doing, man.
Sir.
I know exactly what you're up to. I know you're getting in your plan.
Take care.
I know who you are. I'm going to find you. I'm just going to talk to you quietly.
That was good.
Quiet.
Enjoy.
Quiet first. Quiet a minute, sir.
Everybody okay? Where's the flies?
I don't know what the next question is.
Dude, Tycho. Yeah, well, I do have to answer.
Hello everyone, Agent Red Fox 1701 here. Welcome to the Portal Hunter Club, Season 2, Episode 4, End of an Era. So today, I had to start off the show with the very first reference ever to Ingress. That was San Diego Comic-Con on July of 2012. That was the first ever reference to anything about Ingress. And that was Tycho, one of the sensitives who happened to interrupt the Buck Rogers panel at Comic-Con. Just a little homage to Redacted going away. I had to put the very first reference to Ingress there. So welcome again to the Portal Hunter Club. Today is a very somber day. It is the day of the death of Redacted Scanner. So we've got a packed show. So let's get right to some of the stuff we want to talk about today. And the first thing is going to be the Avenir Shards, as always. Today was the very end of the Avenir Shard contest, and surprisingly to me, we scored 12 out of the 13 shards. So because we scored 12 out of the 13 shards, we will get 50% less decay, and also a 50% bonus hack rate for Ada's and Jarvis's. So we missed out because we couldn't get that last shard out of Belarus. We missed out on the increase in AXA, or I guess Aegis Shield. I keep saying AXAs. We missed out on the Aegis Shield bonus, but we do get the Ada and Jarvis bonus, as well as the decay bonus. So let's pull up the shard map here. Oh shoot, I forgot my tie. Sorry about that. I was rushing to get everything done today. So let's get right to the map here. All right. And I'm just gonna adjust this because this is totally, we're doing it live. Okay. So here is the Eastern Hemisphere. And you can see shards scored from Japan. We had one score from here. And then one this way. Bounced up around that way. And then, of course, we have our Australia shard that made its awesome jump across the Pacific Ocean. And then the Western Hemisphere, you can see that shard there. Lots of shards crossing the Atlantic like the explorers of old. This shard, this was the one, this was the shard that was stuck in Romania, and it actually bounced all the way down to Africa, came back up to the Azores and the Canary Islands, and then it made its way down to the Oklahoma Shard Highway. And then we also had this shard from Portland scoot its way almost in one jump, scoot its way down to the Oklahoma City target. So here you have our Western Hemisphere shards and our Eastern Hemisphere shards. So that about does it for the Avenir Shard Contest. So I have some, thanks to our friends at Not Niantic Labs, I have some, let's see, I have some notable shard jumps and notable things about the shards that happened. So first of all, shard number 1, the Catalyst, was the fastest to score, and that one scored in 4 jumps. That was the one that was up in Portland, and it scored almost entirely again and stored in 4 jumps. Let's see. Shard number 2, the Explorer, coincidentally was the first to score and established the Oklahoma Shard Highway. So it was interesting because the Explorer, being the Explorer, I guess the name of the shard was Explorer, and I found it interesting that it was the first one to score and successfully established the Oklahoma Shard Highway, where shards were going down the coasts and making their way up into Oklahoma. Yeah, shout out to the Florida Shardway jumps. Awesome. Shard number 5, the Spiritualist, was the first shard scored in Paraguay, and it had a near direct jump to the target. That was the one, I think it was in Ecuador, and it actually jumped just near the target. It was like a couple portals away from that. So great job to the team in South America. South America Ingress players are awesome, and I can't give them enough credit for almost scoring that shard directly on the target. And they had to jump that thing through the Amazon rainforest, I think. So you can imagine some of those remote portals that they had to take out. Yes, Not Niantic Labs joining us in the chat. Shard number 6, the Omniscient. That was the interesting one. That one sat in Bucharest for 32 jump windows. 12 of those jumps were on the same portals. Most people had given up hope on that one. Bucharested was what they were calling it. And there's actually a Telegram bot that was set up to say, is the Bucharest shard scored yet? No. They kept saying no. And then finally it was scored. And amazingly, it moved to Italy. So a lot of agents were thinking that Milan was actually going to be the target. There was the Milan target in Italy, but it actually went straight down to Africa and then bounced back up to the Atlantic across and took the Oklahoma Shard Highway to be scored in the United States. So hats off to the agents who were able to successfully break out the Bucharest Shard from prison over there. Shard number 7, the Interpreter, and that was the Brexit shard. It was the first one to cross the Atlantic, so I thought that was kind of cool and notable. Shard number 8 was the Trickster, and that was the only one not to be scored, and it was the only one that actually was reverted back to an original spot or its last jump spot because of spoofer interference. Interesting that that shard was named Trickster. Shard number 9, the Skeptic, another interesting name. This shard actually backtracked on a link and then scored on the last possible jump today. So congratulations to that team that was able to successfully trap shard number 9 on the target. And then finally, shard number 11, the Visionary. It was the only shard to traverse the Pacific Ocean, and it had the longest net distance between the spawn and the score, and that was 12,612 kilometers, or 7,836 miles for those of you who travel distance in miles. So congratulations to all the Avenir Shard folks and all the agents that help with those jumps on both sides. It was a pretty amazing event to see happen. A lot of the shards were scored in the United States. We had some scored in Asia and South America, so I thought that was kind of cool. Interesting that again, that Bucharest shard, it didn't get over to the closest target. It actually went all the way across, and it was the only shard to touch Africa, and then it made its way across to be scored. So great job again, everyone with the Avenir shards. And again, we will receive at some point, we will get, I think it's already been defined, we will get 50% less decay, so that means the portals will stay alive longer, and a 50% hack bonus to Ada's and Jarvis. Awesome job. So that's it for shards. We've got a busy schedule, so Yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Oh. Maybe was it that? No. It was actually the shard spawn contest. So remember last week we talked about the shard spawn contest. Actually, that was the targets. An agent had set up a form to guess the targets and where they were going to be. And now we actually have the winners from last week. When we advertised we were going to do a shard spawn contest. So we now have that competition. So ladies and gents, tonight we have our last set of great guessers. Our final agent tonight takes home all the glory with the best guess so far. And without further ado, in third place, Agent Azure Anura. Their distance was 327 kilometers from the target. Wow, that's pretty close actually. Their guess was fountain at the legislature, and the closest shard spawn was the teacher's fountain. I'm not exactly sure which shard that was, but again, that was their guess was 327 kilometers away. Our first runner-up is Agent FireEyes 18, and their guess was 70 kilometers away. They guessed the Willamette University, and again, the closest shard spawn to that was Teacher's Fountain. And our first place winner, with all the glory, Agent Gamorg, and their distance was 6 kilometers, 6,826 meters from the target. They guessed the Farragut Park Fountain. And again, the closest shard spawn to that was Teacher's Fountain. So congratulations, Agent Gamorg. A winner is you. You were 6,826 meters from the target. Awesome job guessing. Congratulations, and thanks everyone for participating in the shard spawn contest. I thought that was a kind of a cool thing. And yeah, so there we go with that contest, and it's all of its glory. The next thing we want to talk about is something that's been coming up quite a bit, and that is the tessellation. So the tessellation is something that's been talked about in a couple of the live streams. We had Hank's live stream, we had the Victoria Curie's live stream that just happened last week, and we had there was another one with the two scientist guys, Steinleitman. So yeah, we've had some live broadcasts from Niantic Sensitives, and during those broadcasts, an image has flashed up on the screen. I didn't have time to get this, but you'll be able to see something coming soon. They've been showing images of a hex grid that has rows and columns, and all these things are numbered. And in Hank's broadcast, he alluded to media objects needing to be placed on the tessellation in a certain order, but we didn't know a lot about it. But now, Victoria Curie's talked about this last week, and actually, we can hear from her herself about the tessellation. So let's take a look at, this is the important part from that video. So let's take a look at what happened with that in the tessellation.
All right, agents, let's get to what you are all really here for. We and the NIA have been monitoring a series of strange transmissions relating to the hex grid that we're calling the tessellation. Agents, some of you have discovered hexagonal media objects in your scanner, and each of these tesserae apparently belong in one particular place on the tessellation grid. Our mysterious benefactor has not given us access to place these pieces, but we can now monitor the current state of the board. So, as you can see, some pieces have already been placed. And so forth. So whoever is behind the tessellation is going to give you agents the opportunity to find more of these tesserae and to tell them where on the tessellation you think they belong. Since we're trapped here, the NIA will be the ones leading this charge. Soon they should tell you how and where you can share when you've found a piece and where you think it should go. All we can say from here is we believe whoever is behind the tessellation is on our side. They seem to know Nemesis inside and out, and that intel is going to be vital to stopping Nemesis. I even think there might be something more at play there, that this tessellation may have some even grander purpose when it's fully assembled, but of course, that's just speculation for now. Oh, and there's one more thing. So placing the tesserae correctly will help us, but it sounds like guessing wrong will help Nemesis. And the NIA will be tracking which faction places the most pieces, because as Calvin always says, competition breeds excellence. Woo! We're all in this together. We're all in this together against Nemesis. But my guess is that the faction that places more of the pieces will walk away with something important when all of that is said and done. So we're led to believe that about 6 of these tesserae will appear per week. If that stays consistent, all of the pieces should be out in the wild by the end of April. There's even some indication that some of these pieces might appear outside the scanner in physical form. When we figure out what that means, you'll be the first to know, but I'm guessing we'll learn more at the upcoming Umbra anomaly in Sacramento. So, agents, get out there and find those tesserae. We think there's a pattern to the tessellation, a logic to where the pieces should be placed. It's going to be your job to figure it out, but we'll help you when we can. And if you haven't logged onto the forum yet, you should. You need to reach level 2 on the forum to be able to post there. Remember, this is our best chance to learn the secrets of Nemesis and to hopefully eventually stop them. And now it looks like our communication window is closing. All right, good luck, agents. This is Victoria Curies of the Niantic Project Researchers, signing off.
Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, we're doing it live. I cut off the video or the audio during the video because I realized it. Anyway. Okay, so this is a very important thing, and my theory has now been proven correct that the tessellation is going to be important for the Nemesis cycle of anomalies. It's all going to come down to this thing. So, as was stated before, media objects are going to be important, the hexagonal media objects. And Hank told us we're going to be in Victoria. We're going to be collecting them from the scanner. We're going to be, and actually some of them may be in physical form. So we'll have to be prepared for possible dead drops or other sorts of games and things that are going to happen with this tessellation. Both factions are going to have to work separately, but also together, because in order to beat Nemesis, Resistance and Enlightened together have to solve the tessellation, but each faction has to make its own guesses as to where these go. Guessing a media object correct place on the tessellation will help the Niantic researchers. If a faction guesses incorrectly, it will help Nemesis. The faction that places the most pieces will get something important when all is said and done, and that's all we know about that. Don't ask me more. I don't know anything else. 6 media will appear per week until approximately the end of April, which I'm assuming is going to be right around the time that the finale anomalies, they had Amsterdam and Chicago, and the other one, those were the finales. So I'm assuming that this is going to be done to see who wins the finale, or part of who wins the finale. And then we're going to learn more about the tessellation at Umbra Sacramento. So I do remember Hank Johnson said that some of the field test media are going to be a part of this. So if you participated in a field test, please save your media for your faction. It's going to be important because both factions are competing to see who can get the most correct pieces of the tessellation. So it's going to be super important. Again, save your media. So the tessellation, that's all we really know. We know what Victoria told us in the video. We know we're going to learn more about Umbra Sacramento, but again, save media, and we will go from there. And obviously, Portal Hunter Club will be right there as we hear more. So with that, I wanted to get one refresher about the anomalies coming up, and we do have the pictures of the cities. Again, is it not this week, but next week? Yeah, October 12th are the anomalies. So they're coming up fast. And here we have our cities. We have Antwerp, Brooklyn, Dresden, Guadalajara, Gothenburg, Newcastle, Saba, Sacramento, and Taoyuan City. So again, if you've never been to an anomaly, it is an amazing time. And again, you have to register through the scanner, through the event portal. So, or through the event thing on the scanner. You have to register whether you're participating on site or off site. And yeah, I'm excited. And actually, we will have our live anomaly broadcast October 12th. We'll have reporters in the field. We have experts in the studio. We'll have the green screen going with the map. So if you are not able to attend an anomaly, you want to tune in to Portal Hunter Club, because we will have live. We're going to do Sports Center here. We have everything going on with Sports Center. This is the show you want to watch during the anomalies. Have it on in the background. You can listen to it as you're doing whatever you're doing. If you're in a recharge room, have it up on a TV with a Chromecast or something, so you can know what's going on at the anomalies while they're happening. It's going to be super exciting, and I cannot wait to make this live broadcast happen. So again, today has been a somber day. Today is the end of Scanner Redacted. So a lot of us had a lot of awesome memories with Scanner Redacted. I wanted to make sure to throw out some. Let's see. I quick asked some folks for some screenshots and pictures of Redacted Scanner to give this thing a proper send off. And so, I know some of you might be missing Monday Night Football right now with the theme song by Carrie Underwood, but don't worry, I have a song for you. And for legal reasons, I'm going to attempt to sing the song while the slideshow is going. I'm not going to sing the whole thing. Oh shoot, I'm not going to sing the whole thing, but yeah, just have it. Here we go. All right. I will remember you. Will you remember me? Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for the memories. All right, sing it with me, everyone. I'm so tired, but I can't sleep. Standing on the edge of something much too deep. It's funny how we feel so much, but we cannot say a word. We're screaming inside, but we can't be heard. I will remember, sing it with me, you, da-na-na-na. Will you remember me? Da-na-na-na. Don't let your life pass you by. Weep not for The memory. Sorry for everyone who has headphones. That's as much as I'm going to be singing today. So yeah, I just I had to give this little tribute to the redacted scanner. People who remember this, you remember the carousel, you remember the mods, remember XM. We didn't have cubes, we didn't have viruses, we didn't have all that stuff. So yeah, it was just it's the end of an era. There, what more what more can I say? It's just good memories, but the scanner will live on in Prime. We have great memories. Hopefully you hopefully you downloaded your Google Plus. I was trying to find my old screenshots of my profile, and I forgot that you had to download your Google Plus, and I didn't have enough time to go find the pictures and all that kind of stuff going on. So that's what you get. That's the end of my singing and scanner redacted. And actually, that brings up a new segment that we're going to be starting this week, Agent Assignment. I want to hear about your favorite redacted scanner memory. Tell me about your favorite scanner redacted memory and contact us. The email is there. The phone number is there. Leave a voicemail. Send in a story. And next week on the show, I'm going to be reading everyone's stories and playing their voicemails about their favorite scanner redacted story. My favorite one, I think I started right when cubes were a thing. So I don't remember driving around, but in Milwaukee, we have a thing called the Third Ward. And the Third Ward back then had like 20, 25 portals. Now it has like 90. It's ridiculous. And I remember stories of agents when I first joined, talking about how they drove around Milwaukee to build up the Third Ward because, again, it costs XM to deploy resonators, to link, to do all this stuff, to hack enemy portals and everything. So they would deploy like half the Third Ward, and then they'd be out of XM, so they'd have to go around Milwaukee, drive, fill up their XM, come all the way back, do it up. And then if you were in a battle, don't get in a battle in the Third Ward when power cubes did not exist. Because it was like a standoff, and you would blow up as much as you can, and then both people left to go get XM, and then they both came back and battled, and I just scanner redacted memories are just so awesome. So again, email me and call me with your favorite scanner redacted memories, and we'll get those on the next show. I'm kind of excited. Next week is Anomaly Week, so we'll be talking about the rules, upcoming rules for the anomalies, and what sorts of things are going to be happening during these anomaly battles. We'll give a little preview about the anomaly broadcast coming up, and I want to hear your scanner redacted stories. Now that it's fresh in your mind, with redacted going away, tell me what's going on with scanner redacted, and I'll make sure to play your voicemails and read your emails about that. Again, our anomaly broadcast is next week, Saturday, on October 12th. Many of you are going to be at the anomalies. Again, if you are not going, tune into the show. Subscribe now. You'll get an alert when the show goes live, and you'll hear all about what's going on in the anomalies. Reporters in the field, interviews, anomaly experts, green screen, no singing. You can't go wrong. Tune into Portal Hunter Club. It's going to be awesome. So I'm going to leave you tonight with a video that was released, I think today, or was it yesterday? Hank Johnson giving us a little information about Scanner Redacted and the upcoming issues and challenges with the tessellation. So I'm going to leave you folks with that. And again, thanks for tuning in for this week's Portal Hunter Club. Again, email me, and tune in for the Anomaly broadcast coming up soon. It's going to be awesome. And with that, have a good night, everyone.
Agents, now more than ever, it's imperative that we look to the future. Moving forward, with the sentimental retirement of Redacted, we'll have one unified ingress scanner that we can all rally behind. The NIA is committed to evolving the Prime Scanner into something bigger and better than any of us have ever seen. And we're going to need your help to continue pushing forward. We're all in this together, agents. None of this would be possible without you. And as long as we're on the subject of rallying together, it seems we have a new mystery on our hands. We're calling it the Tessellation. Many of you have already seen the hexagonal media objects that have been appearing in the scanner. Well, we found a grid pattern of 196 hexes. So what we're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. Based on the intel we've gathered so far, who or whatever is behind the Tessellation seems to have unique insight into who Nemesis is and what they're planning. So the NIA on both worlds are making it our top priority to find the remaining pieces. Nothing will bring back what Nemesis has already taken from us. But today we can draw a line in the sand. This is the day the tide turns in our favor. This is the day we start to show Nemesis what we're really made of. Hank Johnson out.